Embracing life means accepting death. Panic not when life ebbs. Depart in peace. How one dies shows how one lived.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I will show you how to play Kindred. Skill sequence is Q max followed by W, since you get damage, mobility and sustain, so it helps out a lot when clearing the jungle, and then you max out the E last. Alright guys, so on Kindred you usually want to go for a 4 camp clear because it's really strong early on, so you can usually look for a gank and then follow up with a skull crab. So you want to start with your W level 1 here because it helps out a ton with the early clear. You have that extra damage. And then you also have that sustain, so when you move around and auto attack, then you can see those stacks adding up. And at 100 stacks, then your next auto attack is going to heal you. So it's very useful for clearing out the jungle camps. And then you're gonna do the wolves here. You have your Q guys, so you can deal damage up to 3 additional targets. It also works as your mobility, and then you also get some attack speed. So these are like the main 2 abilities you use to clear out early on. And don't use the smite yet, you're gonna use the smite at the grump. I'm gonna take the blue buff here and save our smite. Make sure that you kite the camps guys, because Kindred can get really low HP. Because this champion doesn't have as good wave clear as other champs like Kane for example, who can do the camp super fast. So make sure to especially camp the kite the red buff and the blue one. And the passive guys, so you will see monsters and champions being marked, and that basically means that when you have a certain amount of marks, then Kindred becomes permanently empowered. Get bonus auto attack range, and you also get permanent damage and attack speed for your W, so this is a late game skilling champion where the damage can add up to insane amounts depending on how many stacks you're able to get. The first passive mark will always be at the skull crab. And it's like a 50-50 where it spawns. You won't really know until they spawn, so you can either be lucky or super unlucky. Now it's in the bottom side and we got Olaf, so I'm just gonna ignore this skull crab and then I go straight down to the other one. Now clearing out the monsters who has the mark is one way of getting them. The other one is you marking an enemy champion guys, and that's why you see this champion icons below. You can click on one of these champions and then there's a short delay before the mark fully appears. When it appears, that's when you can kill the enemy champion and obtain the mark. But if you attack too early, then the mark will not appear and then you won't get the stack even if you get the kill, okay? So it's very important that when you gank that mark before you go in, and then you go for the kill once it's fully formed. So yeah, 4 camp clear is typically the best on Kindred. You don't want to go for a full clear, you can do it, but Kindred is so strong in the first few levels that just go for that 4 camp clear and then you look for a gank. Also, the enemy champion can see when they're getting marked, so when you're ready for a gank and you want to mark them, you have to make sure that they are overextended, so you press that mark and even though they are going to retreat, you will still be able to catch up to them and get the kill. I'm gonna go for this grump here. As you can see on the minimap, that one is marked. Right now we have 1 stack on the passive, guys. More stacks, this is what's really important on this champion. The enemy team can also deny you the stacks. If they take out the camps, then you will not get the stack. So typically when they see a stack in their jungle, then a lot of people will be trying to gank you if your teammates don't have prio. So don't really greed for these marks. They are not that important that you have to give away kills for it. But be really careful with that. It can be really tilting if you lose all the stacks because your teammates don't move, but it does happen sometimes. Your E is like the slowing ability, which also deals a lot of damage based on missing health when you get all the stacks on it. And it's also your only form of CC, so it's good for ganking. Make sure that you have that up when you gank, because that's your only CC ability you have on this champion. You don't really expect getting a lot of passive stacks though on Kindred. As I said early on, especially in higher elos, people will always be looking to deny you the marks, so you have to be really lucky, especially the first few levels. And where the marks spawn actually, guys, it is RNG. The first one will always spawn at the scuttles, and then the number 1, 2 and 3 will spawn at the Rift Scuttler, Crimson Raptors or the Grump. And then after that, the number 4 to 7 will be the Crocs, the Blue Buff, the Wolves and the Red Buff. And then after that it can be the Rift Herald, the Baron Nashor, the Dragon and the Elder Dragon. So if you keep this in mind, you always know which type of monster will get the mark, but it's still RNG. You can't fully predict it. So that's the only annoying thing about this champion, is that there's a lot of RNG when it comes to how many passive stacks you get. And those stacks are really important because that's what allows us to scale so well towards the later stages. And if you don't know which champion to mark in teamfights, guys, Kindred is an ADC, right? So your goal is to hit the front line, take down the front line, and then you just hit whoever is in front of you. So in this case, their front line would be the Darius and Olaf. So those are the ones I will be marking in a team fight, because they are the ones we want to take down first as an ADC. And the passive will also go on cooldown when you take down a certain champion who has the mark on them. So you have to use that mark on other champions afterwards. Yeah, try to get as many as you can. Usually in solo queue you can get a decent amount. In pro play though, they will barely get anything. I'm gonna go for the steal right here. So we can also get the Olaf because we have a mark on him. So this is the first champion mark we have, so now we have 3 marks in total, so that's great. So now it will be on cooldown on Olaf. You can see his icon is grayed out, so now we can only choose between the others.
Their path is destined to cross ours.
You also have to focus on the farming, that's also really important. Because Kindred doesn't really have the best clearing. Gets better later on for sure, when you have some attack speed and a lot of damage, but early on it really sucks. Compared to the meta junglers like Morgana, Diana, Hecarim, Udyr, they can clear extremely fast, and that is not something Kindred can match, so that's why I usually go for the 4 cam or 3 cam clear into a gank. The mark is in a pretty bad spot right now. It's at the wolves and I can't really walk in there because we don't have any vision and we only see Nami right now. We don't know where Olaf is at or Draven, so they could collapse onto me, so we can wait for Annie right here and then get her passive stack hopefully. Nice, there we go. So you have to make sure that you get the assist, because if you don't get an assist and the target dies, then you will not get the mark. That's also really important, because it sucks finding a free kill and then not getting that passive stack because they die too fast. So make sure that you get there within time, so you don't lose out on that stack. Well, the dart is coming to flank me, so I just had to wait around here. I'm probably not getting the Double Crab because he has Flash and Ghost, and that's not something we want to mess with. And your ultimate, guys, it's basically going to make you unkillable, including everyone who is in that zone. That also means the enemy champs or objectives, like the Baron, Dragon and so on. So you can use that to save your teammates with it. It's especially good if you are playing against a assassin team comp. But yeah, you want to be careful using that, because you can also save your the enemy team with it. You have to be really smart. Usually you want to save your backline, so the AD carry. Somebody tries to dive you and they have a lot of burst damage, then you can pop that one, because it is also going to heal after it's expiring. It's very good for denying any champion who's looking to dive you. But at the same time, it can also save the enemy team and screw you over, so it's an ability you have to be very careful with, similar to Bard's ultimate. This is how you want to use the ultimate, so we denied him the kill, and we're going to heal. There we go. We're going to heal at the end of it, so it pretty much denied his passive as well. And now we can go for the Rift Herald. Because their top lane is dead, so Olaf will not have any help at all if he comes to contest this one. Now, as you start to get more passive stacks and items and levels, then this champion becomes really strong at taking down objectives, especially the Baron. You can do that insanely fast. Because your W, your auto attacks and your E will shred these objectives, so if you have somebody who can tank for you while you're doing the objectives, then you can actually do them pretty early on in the game. And people don't really expect it a lot of the time, so that is an option. Now the dragon is spawning and we have the herald. So what we have to do here is that we take down the middle tower. The tower is already low HP, so there's no point in using the herald immediately. So what we have to do is that we go up and auto attack the tower to destroy it, and then we place herald at the tier 2. And while the herald is destroying the tier 2, then we can go for the dragon and secure that one. Take down this tower here as fast as possible, and then we can drop the herald, and then I'm gonna move towards the dragon. My bot lane is doing pretty good, so that should be... Oh, okay, they're getting ganked. I'm gonna do the dragon really fast here before they turn on me. I have a control ward, so they can't really see it's where we're doing it. I have to do this really fast before they come. You can see Kindred is really good at taking down objectives. Nice, we can also go for a kill here. He was not looking. He did not have any vision at the start, and we have a passive. Go for Draven here. Okay, he healed. I'm not sure if he flashed actually, but he healed for sure. Would have been nice though, we would have gotten another passive stack, but it is what it is. We got the dragon and we got the 2 towers in the mid lane, so this is super worth it. Plus, I'm not gonna risk a 50-50 fight by moving down to my bot lane first. It's better to play it out safe, so I decided to get the dragon and then we can move afterwards. Now the other stack is at Olaf's red buff. it's too far away and probably will not make it in time. He's definitely going for that as soon as he spawns, so waste of time going all the way up there. We will be losing our tempo as well. Cross possibly bait this because I still have the mark active on Draven. Oh, that missed. Rip. Tried to go for Nami so Draven would be isolated. Nice. Got another stack, so now we are sitting at 7 stacks and that is pretty good. So we are snowballing pretty hard and we are going to outscale all of them. Kindred's late game DPS is insane, and even more insane when you consider how their auto attack range, because people will not be able to trade back. And also when you have a rapid fire cannon, it's going to be even more insane. Oh wow, he actually bursted me down so fast. I wanted to bait him onto the last possible second before I used my ultimate, but yeah, too much burst damage, so that's kind of my bad right there. Then I combined his damage with the Gourd Drinker, so I got a bit surprised right there and ended up giving away a kill for free, even though I had my ultimate up. Yeah, don't be too greedy with the ultimate, but also don't use it when you're full HP. That would be a waste. You usually want to bait people out as well, but you also have to be careful that you don't get bursted down immediately, because Kindred is very squishy. You don't really have any real HP items. Maybe you decide to buy a cleaver or something, but that doesn't really do a whole lot for you. Go for Darius here as well. Have the Kraken Slayer and we have some lethality, so we're just gonna shred this guy. Make sure I hit him with the E to slow him down. Okay, he's almost down. I'm gonna use that ultimate to make sure I don't die. That's fine, we got both of his summoners, so he will not be able to go for any kills, and then we can also get the tower. Was the Draven ultimate coming in? I also had to walk down because it's coming back. Did not get Nami. Still not dead? Okay, we got Annie at least. Caitlyn's flanking. I'm not sure what she's doing inside the jungle. She's gonna get Olaf, so... Alright, that's fine. That's pretty good. That's pretty worth it. But yeah, when selecting which lanes you want to gank, you typically want to see where the wave is. You do not want to gank if the enemy has a massive wave stacked up, especially a Darius, because if he has that, then he can 1 versus 2 easily. You also want to look at what kind of CC abilities your teammates have. For example, a Morgana is really good to gank if she can land the Q, because that is guaranteed damage, right, if she hits that, because they will not be able to escape. Just got blasted. Get to pop that E, a fully stacked E along with Diana's burst damage. That is honestly not much you can do against that. We just have to wait for the dragon. Just chill out. Maybe if somebody comes to face check, we can take them down as well, but I'm gonna focus down the objectives. I really try to prioritize getting the dragons. Get the soul, then the game is over, guys. There's such a high chance of you winning the game if you get the soul. And Olaf is down as well. Nice. We also got the top tower, so that is awesome. The Herald is up, but the Baron is spawning soon, so I will not be able to take that down in time, unfortunately. That would have been really nice, so we can open up the base towers, but we do have a Kindred and a Caitlyn, so we are pretty good at sieging as well. Right, another passive stack. So he's sitting at 9 stacks right now. I don't know, I think they got this Darius, right? I don't really have a mark on him either, so I'm not gonna chase him. We could actually go for the Baron right now. Problem is, Caitlyn is really low HP, so Annie could decide to flash us, and then I will be stunned and I will not be able to use my ultimate in time, so it is a bit risky right now. But if Olaf goes down, or Annie loses her summoners, or she goes down, then we can potentially go for it. Right now Diana is also split pushing the bottom side, so we just have to back off here. I'm also sitting on a lot of gold. Yeah, Kraken Slayer is the best mythic item on Kindred, and then you can go for this item afterwards, cause you'll get a lot of crit, and your W actually crits to target that are low HP. Your auto attacks benefit from it, and your W also benefits from it. You get crit from the Kraken Slayer, and then you also get crit from this item here, so you scale up, but you also get some early game damage with the lethality. That is not very optimal into tanks, that doesn't do anything at all, but now we are playing against an Annie, we also have a Draven and a Nami, so it's actually pretty decent this game. Play against tanks, like a bunch of tanks and bruisers, then you can just go for Blader to Druid King. As your second item into Lord Dominic's, the armor pin item. That also works completely fine, that's like the anti-tank build. I actually overextended quite a bit here. Well, we got the passive stack, but we also get away shot down. We could have went for the Baron as well. Yeah, we could definitely have went for the Baron here. Or we could have secured vision around the Baron spot and then we could just wait for them, take them down and then go for Baron. Next item I'll be going for is the Infinity Edge. At this point you can also go for the Rapid Fire Cannon or Lord Dominic's depending on what you need. This game buying pure damage is fine because we are ahead, so they will not be able to itemize defensive items since they don't really have any gold. Yeah, if I saw them stacking a lot of armor right now, then I would have went for the Lord Dominic's. Oh, Caitlyn is down, so I'm not sure if we can go for this. I mean, we can take it easily, but they will also be able to contest, and yeah, Diana cannot do anything at all against an Olaf. She is 3 levels ahead, but he can easily 1 versus 1 her. That's how strong bruisers are against assassins. It's actually insane. Diana is really fat, and she is 3 levels ahead as well, and Olaf can still destroy her. But yeah, it is like a counter matchup. Assassins can't do anything against bruisers. Gonna push mid and then we can go for the Baron. Oh no, there's Annie coming in. Close. Actually, run it down once more. The flash is down though, so this champion is useless now. Without flash can't do anything. Wanted to get some control around the dragon because that is the soul, right? So we get the soul, which is the one that is perfect on carries because it is the one that gives us damage. Okay, Darius is down, so they will not be able to take it. They just have to wait for me here. Our front line is super strong as well, so I can't really ignore that. I don't even think Annie used ultimate on me. I don't remember actually, so I have to watch out. Her flash is down though, so we can just play around. Okay, they got Olaf, so dragon is free. Now we're gonna get the soul, the perfect one. On carries you get a lot of damage and a lot of extra poke damage as well. Right, GG's. As you can see, our damage just spiked incredibly. So now we can go for the Baron, use that to break open the base with, and then hopefully look for an end. Kindred can do these objectives really fast. The only thing though, you need somebody to frontline, like tank the damage for you. As you can see, I am losing a lot of HP, and that's the problem because we don't really have any sustain in this build. So what you can do is that you can take a legend bloodline in the precision tree. The only downside is that it's a scaling rune, so of course it's a lot stronger late game, but early game it hurts you clear a little bit. But you don't have that extra attack speed, so it's going to hurt your early game by slowing down your clear and your wall damage, but you can get to the point where you get that legend bloodline stack, then of course it is the best rune in that tier. Because that means you don't have to buy any lifesteal items at all. I'm gonna save that ultimate to take Caitlyn and myself, so if they engage on me then I can just pop it. I have to use it right now. There we go, so now Darius can't really ult me. And probably just pushed Darius out of my ultimate so we could finish him off. Yeah, when you pick Kindred you also have to watch out for the champions they have on the enemy team, because some champs can really mess up your ultimate, right? Like a Poppy for example, as you saw right here, or Decent can kick people out of your ultimate, and so can Gragas ultimate. Gragas ultimate is going to split up everyone and just push all of you out, so watch out for these counter picks. They're usually very tough to play against. Same goes for assassins, because even though you have that ultimate, it has a pretty big cooldown as well. Yeah, that was the Kindred guide, so I hope this one was useful. As always, thank you for watching and see you guys in the next one.